Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you an updated tour of our homeschool space for the 2023-2024 school year. Let's get started. Hey y'all, first of all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayla. I am a second generation homeschool mama to 3 girls. We are about to enter our 6th year of homeschooling, and we'd love it if you'd follow along by clicking that subscribe button and making sure you have notifications turned on. You can always find me down in the comment section on any of these videos, or you can find me over on Instagram. I think it's been a while since I've showed you guys our homeschool space. We have added lots of things and made quite a few changes since then. So I wanted to show you guys an updated tour and how the space is being used now. There's a lot of organizational products and goodies and resources that you might see as we go through the space. So in the description box, I will have a link for my Amazon storefront, and I do have a whole category in my Amazon storefront just for our homeschool room so that I can share with you guys a lot of what we are using in here. Some of the furniture and products are not really from Amazon, they're from like IKEA, but I did try to link everything in there just so that you have the names, and that way if you do happen to go look for these items at IKEA, you'll at least know what they're called and what they look like. Obviously, if I left anything out or you have a question about a particular thing you see, let me know in the comments. I also just want to start off by adding the caveat to this video that you do not need a designated room in your home to homeschool. You don't need any of the things that I personally have in my homeschool space in order to have a successful and happy homeschool of your own. When we first started out, all I had was a 4x4 cubby organizer that was mostly used for toys and a small little toddler table. I have homeschooled at coffee tables, on the couch, and really to this day, we do a lot of our homeschooling on the floor. I'm super thankful that we have a designated space to homeschool in. It's a space that our entire family gets a lot of use out of, and I'm really glad that we have it. But I also know if we didn't have a designated bonus room that we can use for homeschooling, we would still homeschool just fine. All right, so without further ado, let's start the tour. So my homeschool room opens up to our back hallway, our back door, our kitchen, and our laundry room is actually over here to the right. So on this wall, I have a bulletin board for us to display some art or whatever recent projects the girls would like to put up. And then right below that is our calendar, our scratch off calendar. I do have a whole separate video showing you guys this calendar. This is the second one that we have purchased because we love it so much. I just feel like it provides a really great visual for the kids to understand what each day and month and year really represents. How that year is really a trip for the earth around the sun. And the scratch off element is fun for them to do each day. And then moving this way, we have our piano, obviously. Above that, I have some Cavallini posters. I want to add more posters to my collection so that I can switch these out seasonally. I have not done that yet, but it's coming. On top of our piano, this was a recent change that I made. We used to have a whole separate nature little shelf, which I'll show you guys later what I'm using that for now. But I decided to display our nature trinkets and also some little crafts that we've done on top of our piano instead. I have these little wooden trays that I got from, oh gosh, I think I got them at like Ross or Michael's several years ago. And we just have a lot of our seashells and rocks displayed on these. I have this larger one and then this smaller one with some compartments, and our globe. We really like this globe. So that is our piano slash display area. I do have some music resources tucked in our piano bench, but we're not doing any formal music lessons this year. It's obviously an old, scratched up, damaged piano. We actually got it for free You'd be surprised how many free pianos you can find because a lot of people just don't want to move them and they will just give them away rather than go through the hassle of having to move them. Right next to our piano is our large cube shelf system from IKEA. So I'll just take you through starting at the top. I have my daughter's ukulele on the left. There's another little musical instrument in that basket. I think it's like a little steel drum. There are some KiwiCo boxes up here, butterfly habitat, and then some Melissa and Doug wooden things. I think one of those is a United States puzzle, and one of them is a tray with money and coins that we sometimes use for math lessons. Over here we have Hungry Hungry Hippos because it doesn't fit anywhere else. I really want to get rid of it, but my kids won't let me. So for now, that's where it is. And then over here I have some puzzles and a couple of games. These are not all of our puzzles or games. These are just specific ones that I know we're going to be using in the next few weeks to supplement what we're learning in school. Over here is history resources that we are not currently using. And then I also just have some crafts that we've done for history. Some scrolls, Trojan horse, some coins from Athens. This shelf is curricula that I am planning on starting or using at some point during this school year. So it's math levels that are coming up or reading levels that are coming up. This shelf is books that we are planning on doing as read alouds this school year. And then I also have some Michael Clay Thompson there. This shelf is more of our family read alouds. And then behind that, I have all of my educational resource books and just a couple books for me. Over here is faith-based religious resources. And then the next tier down, these are seasonal picture books, and I just have a jar of our letter tiles from All About Reading that we are not currently using, but just in case we need them, they're there. And then I'm going to back up because these 4 cubes here are all science and nature study, and I kind of have it split by theme as best I can. So this is all biology, human body stuff. I have like a human body little puzzle here from Melissa and Doug. This basket has some of the things that we just use in general for science and nature study. So we have like these little pocket microscopes. Each of my daughters has one of those. Some binoculars, a compass. These are things that we would pull out if we were going to do like a nature walk. And then all of the little bits and bobs that go with their other microscope are in here. And then over here, really both of these cubes are animals and nature stuff. So we have like trees, plants, why do flowers grow, pollinators, the water cycle. Then we have our Julia Rothman collection. I have all 5 of her books. And then we go into our animal books. Lots of wonderful books. These are seashells that my kids painted. And then on the far left over here are some more science resource books. This is the Usborne Science Encyclopedia, which kind of covers a lot of topics. Then we have some like space stuff, some physics, earth science, periodic table, and then some dinosaurs. And this is where we keep our microscope. So now let's move down. These green containers, I'll just show you. We have 2 of these sets. These are actually things that my husband bought out of nostalgia. He used to have one of these kits when he was a kid. And so he found 2 of them on eBay. They're basically like flashcard sets for animals. So they have a photograph on the front. They tell you like the classification of the animal and some characteristics and information about the animal. My kids will occasionally pull them out and look at them, but we don't have them like organized or anything. They're really just more for fun. So we have 2 of those. Birdhouse my daughter's made. And then in these wooden boxes, these boxes were from Target. They do stack and sort of nest inside of each other, which I really like. In this one, I have some pine cones that I will typically use to decorate during autumn time. So I just have those stored in here for safekeeping. And then over here, we have some like fine motor skill things. So this is a set of wooden beads with some shoelaces to practice stringing the beads on. And then I think at the bottom, these are just little animal matching body puzzles. So they have like head, torso, and legs, and you can just play with those. These were really popular when my kids were smaller. We haven't pulled them out in a while, but we will be ready to pull them out soon in the next year or so as my 1-year-old gets ready for more toddler preschool stuff like that. And then in this bottom bin, I have more seasonal stuff. So this is window decorations and little things that I hang up. I have winter, fall. These are some more little wooden pieces that I use to decorate around our bulletin board, snowflakes. And then these are our autumn leaves. And then I also have some fall manipulatives here that I will pull out when it comes to that time. Autumn is my favorite season. I'm definitely biased towards autumn, so I have more for autumn than I have for any other season. This next shelf is more resource books, and these are mostly like social studies and language arts resources, and it's a little bit of a miscellaneous mix. And then I have my IKEA hand holding my disco ball because I love that. I'm going to put that down here for just a second. I have like America's National Parks. I have books on landmarks and how things work and inventors. This is a really pretty book for like geography, culture study, explorations, our book about racism. This is another like cultural study, social studies book. Same with this one. And then this one is all about accepting people who are different, whether they're disabled or they have Down syndrome or autism. I have our Usborne Picture Dictionary, educational magazines that I think somebody gave to us, our regular elementary dictionary, encyclopedia, Everyday Journeys of Ordinary Things. This kind of shows you like our sewage system and trash and recycling and things like that. And then I have our Woven Melodies music instrument curriculum here. We have finished it, but sometimes we like to pull it out and reference different instruments based on a civilization or culture we're learning about. So that's why I have that there. This, honestly, I probably need to let this go. But this is a little magnet set that I got from the Target dollar spot a few years ago. Okay, these next 3 cubes are all math. So I have math resource books. There's also a couple ABC books that are randomly on my math shelf. But, you know, most of these are math. Also some coding, telling time, shapes. These are Target dollar spot little workbooks. And then I have more of these Target bins here. So we have like a colorful Jenga type blocks. These go with a set of books that I have. They're like little VR goggles that you can use with your phone. And then below that, I have some popsicle sticks with these little joiners so that you can actually attach the popsicle sticks to each other and build things with them. And then on this side, I have our tangram set. So I have tangram cards with different shapes that they can make, and then the actual tangram shapes. And I probably need to label these, to be honest with you, because I know that the kids sometimes forget what we have in those. In this cube, we have a ton of math manipulatives. All of these came with a curricula that I was able to review for you guys. I will link that video for you in the cards. It is Schiller Math. I hope I'm saying that right. Schiller Learning. It's a Montessori math program. They were kind enough to send me their full kit with all of the manipulatives in exchange for a review. We do not use their math program because we just love Singapore math too much, but I did keep all of the manipulatives just in case. And to be honest, my kids don't really need math manipulatives very often at all. But these are really nice quality, so I definitely wanted to hold on to them just in case we get use out of them in the future. These are like place value cards. These are also like some little equation cards. And then over here we have like the counter rods. I forgot what these are called, but each of these is like 10. And then I have the baggie of little 1 square units. And then we have our 1,000 blocks. We have one plastic one and then several cardboard ones that can be folded like this. And then we have our 100 squares. This is a foam ball that they sent me for some activities that they include in the curriculum. Over here, more math stuff. We have this little puzzle that we keep up here so that my toddler doesn't get to it. All of these bins are math manipulatives. In this basket, I have some foam place value discs. This is also for place value. It's a little flipper manipulative. Okay, and then these 3 bins are also all math manipulatives. These were from the Target Dollar Spot like a long time ago. They're little chalk blocks, so you can erase them and rewrite them. And we used these for math a lot with my oldest in her pre-K years. We haven't really pulled them out in a while. As you can tell, they never got erased. I have a 1-minute hourglass timer in here, and then geo boards with some rubber bands. The second bin down is our math cube set with the instructions. So we have a bunch of different colored cubes in here. I have some of our flashcards from Singapore Dimensions Math that we printed and cut out and stuck in here. More cubes. A deck of playing cards. And then some price tags that we made for when we were learning about cents and dollars, some dice. And then this bottom container is actually not math related. These are letters, bananagrams, pairs in pairs, and apple letters. Because for some reason, my husband thought we needed all 3 of those games, even though I'm not really sure what the difference is between them, but each of them comes with these little letter tiles for the game, and we used these a lot in the pre-K years. And then the last thing that I have on this shelf, it is a work mat that came with the Schiller Math manipulative set. Basically, this mat just gives you like a large area, whether you're on the desk or on the floor, to work with small pieces without them getting lost. So we like that. We do pull this out when we work with manipulatives, which is rare. We will do it on the mat. That is our math stuff. And now we'll move down to the next section. All of our paper, construction paper, sorted by color. Oh, I need to put this guy back over here. And then down here we have our art resource books. We have our little IKEA posable artist's model. These are some art curricula. Some of these are just books about art or like kids books that kind of introduce you to some art concepts. We also have some music resources. This is a really cool visual encyclopedia of the arts by DK, and we pull this out often because there's just so much in there, so much information. These are both music. And then we have some sketchbooks, notebooks. These are often in the Target dollar spot. They come in packs of color or black. They're just little blank books. So you can make them into whatever you want. And my kids like to do just that. And then sliding over, we have some craft supplies. These are from IKEA. They stack and nestle into each other. And I believe at IKEA, they're just called pencil cases. But they do have compartments. So we have some extra craft storage in there. Things that we don't pull out very often, but we have them for when we want them. And then these are just like coloring books and little paper activity books, drawing tutorial books, that kind of thing. Over here, I have a stack of puzzles that are mainly now for my youngest. We've had most of these for years and gotten lots of use out of them. I think almost all of them are Melissa and Doug. Some of them might be like a ripoff Melissa and Doug. I know this 5 is around here somewhere. I saw my toddler walking around with it. These are sensory bins that have kinetic sand and all sorts of little tools to play with the kinetic sand with. If you want to see like exactly what is in these white bins, I just showed that in my organization video, so I'm not going to redo that here. But basically we have our science experiment supplies, paint stuff, scrap paper, small canvases, paintable things in those. These are like sewing and handicrafts right next to my daughter's. Oh gosh, is this called a loom? Someone gave that to her as a gift. I am not a handicraft type of person. This is Play-Doh and these are magnetic tiles. Tucked between the piano and the homeschool shelf, we have larger canvases. And then I also have, these are like party snack trays that used to look like crystal, but have now been covered in paint because we use them to paint on. All right, and then just panning this way, this is sort of our cozy corner, I guess you could call it. So I have these little spice rack shelves from IKEA that I like to put seasonal picture books out on display. And then I have my letterboard that I change out every year with a new scripture for the year. And then below those shelves, we have a rocking horse that my baby has not grown into yet, but she will. And then I have my rocking chair and ottoman that make this room look a bit too much like a nursery. But that's okay because I love the rocking chair in here. It's been so fantastic for doing read alouds, for rocking or nursing my baby to sleep while still supervising lessons. 10 out of 10 stars. And then right next to my rocking chair, I have my lamp, which either looks like one of those things at a hair salon or the Pixar lamp, depending on who you ask. I prefer Pixar lamp. And I got it for free from my brother. He was just giving it away. So yay, I love it. Over here on the floor, this is my Toddler's Zone. So this big teal pillow is actually a cushion from a Papasan chair. And the Papasan chair itself, when you have the frame up, is not super comfortable in my opinion, and it's also not very sturdy for kids. So I decided to repurpose the cushion as a little toddler mat, and the frame for the chair is in storage in our shed in the backyard. But we've gotten so much use out of this area. I really, really like this setup. So obviously I have the mat, I have some comfy pillows, I have my nursing pillow just in case I need it, and then I have some baskets with toddler toys, her little walking toy. Honestly, this area has just been such a game changer for us. I'm really happy that I thought of this idea to have a special area for my toddler. It keeps her busy way more often than she would be otherwise. In this basket, I just have some wooden blocks and wooden toys. This basket is just kind of more miscellaneous toys And then she has her little grocery basket with some play food. And then up on the windowsill, I have some board books for her on either side of the windowsill. She will often pull those down. She loves flipping through her board books, so she can reach them all by herself. And my big girls actually like this too. Sometimes they will bring their book for their independent reading and sit and cuddle over here. Or if I'm sitting in the rocking chair reading aloud, they can sit cozy here and listen, do a little activity. So yeah, we use this area for a lot of different purposes, and it's been really nice. Over here, I have my fiddle leaf plant that is, I don't really know if it's healthy or not because I have such a black thumb, but somehow it's still alive. And then we move to our desk situation. So let me start you in this corner. I have these really pretty prints. This one is Homeschool Rules. And then right next to it, I have a Fruit of the Spirit print. I got both of these on Etsy maybe 2 years ago. I'll try to find them and link them below. I'm not sure if they're still up anymore. We share this homeschool room as a multi-purpose room. It's mainly our homeschool room, but it's also a family office. And so this whole corner over here is my husband's corner. And then we have our family computer, which all of us use for everything. Also, my husband built this desktop out of old office building doors. It was very inexpensive. And then these shelves slash drawers are from IKEA. This one over here has shelves that are facing out that way with my printer and some of my husband's books on them. And then these are drawers that my husband uses for his office supplies. And then those are my drawers. So I'll show you those. This is where I usually sit for filming. So I have my table clamp little, I don't even know what that's called. I don't know what it is. It clamps onto the desk and it is adjustable. You can move it all around, and then it holds a camera or a phone for filming. If I'm doing any overhead shots, I will usually just do them on this area. So I like to keep this area as clear as possible. And tucked on the windowsill back here, I have another tripod that I use sometimes. And then this little lovely corner is my space, my teacher space, if you will. I often sit on that, so that's why that's there. On my desktop, I have my homeschool planner, pens, pencils, all that good stuff. We have our pencil sharpener that everybody uses. I have a mug warmer, an electric mug warmer that my husband got me. That's fantastic, so I don't have to drink cold coffee. Up here, I just have kind of some things that I'm working on at the moment. So a book I'm reading. This is my baby's baby book that I need to finish filling out. A notepad for when I need to jot down ideas quick. And some greeting cards that I need to give to people. So they are out so that I don't forget. I always have an eraser out because I write in pencil a lot in my planner. And then this is like a recipe card box that I am using for memory work. I just got this recently, so it's not fully set up yet, but that's what that will be for. And then these cards that I have out are like little loop schedules that I am working on for my girls for language arts. Just looping and making sure that we touch on all of the different components of language arts. Over here, my desk lamp is actually a KiwiCo project that my oldest did. And then she also made this flower wreath for me. And then I'll show you my desk drawers because I just finished organizing them. So this top one is tape, washi tape. I have some stationery and cards back here. I have my little mini stapler with some staples, some sticky notes, some whiteout, magnetic bookmarks, paper clips, binder clips, and more washi tape. And I think I got all of these little cups at IKEA. And then my next drawer down, This is mostly planner stuff. So I have some like extra planner stickers. Yeah, these are all stickers. And then under there, I have the letters for our letterboard. I have some labels, and some old Happy Planner dividers. More letters for our letterboard, push pins for our bulletin board. These are really nifty, and I think I've shown them before, but they are push pin clothespins. So they have a push pin on one side and then a little clippy clothespin. And I like these because if I want to hang up their art on the bulletin board, I don't always want to put a hole in it. So that's what these are for. We use those a lot. I have some brad fasteners, more labels, and hole reinforcements for binder cuts. And then these are old visual schedule cards that I made for my middle daughter when she was a preschooler. I'm just holding on to them in case I decide to use them with my baby in the near future when she's old enough for more of a routine like that. So that's what those are. This drawer is kind of more available for my kids to get into. So these are all of our stickers that they earn in various ways, or they can use to decorate their notebooks or worksheets or whatever. So nice big pile of stickers. And then under here, I have the magnetic squares that I use for all sorts of things, Velcro circles, and then just like some extra prints and papers that I'm not sure what I will use for, but I wanted to hold on to them. So that's what that is. And then back here we have some little tags and bookmarks that I got at the craft store, and some lens cloths for the girls' tablets and stuff. And then in this bottom drawer, I have my paper edge cutter. I have a couple of different punches. This one's just like a 3-ring punch. This is a Happy Planner punch for their discs. I have extra chalkboard erasers in a baggie. I have my measuring tape and sewing kits down here. I don't really sew, to be honest, but occasionally I will like put a button back on, and so that's what this stuff is for. And then I have some like miscellaneous craft supplies, so like jute rope and ribbon and buttons, some cord, extra discs for Happy Planner punch, extra KiwiCo bits and bobs in case we need them. I don't keep all the extra bits and bobs, but these are like for specific things that we still have on display. I have my fabric scissors, craft scissors, glue gun, glue sticks, borderline junk drawer. Borderline, except I do use a lot of this stuff pretty often, especially my edge cutter. I use that like almost every day. So now let's talk about this little corner next to my desk. So first of all, this door actually leads into my daughter's bathroom. It has a Jack and Jill entrance. So it has an entrance from our homeschool room, and then it has an entrance on the other side in the main hallway of the house. And my girls definitely do use this shortcut to get to the bathroom when we're doing homeschool. But for the most part, I try to keep it closed off, especially so my toddler doesn't go into the bathroom. Over here, I have some posters, solar system poster, world map. This is like a moon map. My husband cut little dowel rods for me to make the top and bottom frame hanger. So that was a DIY project. And then this little shelf cart here is actually what used to be our nature cart, but I decided that that was really a waste of all of this storage space, and I really needed more storage space to sort of set up lessons and get things organized for the week, specifically for history and geography, because those are the subjects that we have the most additional resources for as far as books, crafts, all of that type of stuff. This just gives me a nice point to gather everything that we are either using right now or going to be using in the very near future. Right now, I have our history quest, early times. We are about to be done with this. I have our Usborne Encyclopedia of World History, this additional ancient history resource book. I have our history timeline notebook. This is the next level of history quest that we will start next month, I believe. I have a World Atlas sticker book. And by the way, what I'm using to hold these, this is a pot rack. I think I got it from Marshall's, but it's just like a black metal pot rack. And so that really helps to keep all of the books from falling over. This is a cookbook stand that I got on Amazon. It's like a bamboo cookbook stand that's adjustable, and then it has these page holders. So this comes in handy a lot for when we are using a particular reference book and I want to have it on display for the amount of days or weeks that we're going to be using it. Right now, we just finished learning about a couple of ancient African civilizations, so I have this book out. We are about to start ancient China next, and we've already gotten into our crafts a little bit. Okay, and then, sorry, this is a dark corner. We have some additional geography resources that we are pulling from right now. We have a large National Geographic atlas, this maps book that I know tons of homeschoolers have. The World Around Me, this is a new edition that we just got that's like a big flip out book. Another World Atlas from Barefoot Books, and then this is a new book that I just got this year called This Is My World by Lonely Planet Kids, and we just started using it this week and we already love it. Basically, each page spread features a different child or a different set of siblings. They get to tell you about themselves and about where they live in their own words. And you just learn a lot. You learn about the culture, the music, the food, the wildlife, what their houses are like, and what their schooling is like, and what hobbies they have. And so, yeah, this has been a great addition to our homeschool. And then on top of that, I have our China Atlas box from KiwiCo ready to go. I think that this fan is actually a craft from that box. So my kids have already gotten into it a little bit, but we will be pulling from that more as we start our unit on ancient China, which brings me to the rest of this hoard down here. These are all KiwiCo Atlas boxes. And if you're unfamiliar, each of these boxes features a different country. And I do have these organized. So like all of these are Europe, these are Africa, these are South America. And then this stack here is all Asia and Australia. We've had this subscription to this box for a couple of years. We just ended the subscription. And I am on a mission, y'all, on a mission to get through these boxes this school year. I think I have like 19 or 20 of them. So my goal is to try to do about 2 a month. And so far we are on track. We love these boxes. I just did not do a great job of making time for them. Hopefully this stack will be gone by next summer. That's the goal. Okay, the next component of my teacher's corner is this cart. This is just the standard cart from IKEA. I have used it for a variety of things over the years. This year, I am using it just for me as a teacher's cart. So on the top, this is basically all of my teacher's guides and resources for everything that is not history and geography. So basically everything. So I have our Spanish books. I have some language arts materials. This is Michael Clay Thompson's vocabulary. I have both books for that, the teacher's guide and the student reader. And then the poetry component of Michael Clay Thompson. These are all from the island level. Same thing, 2 books. These are some additional vocabulary and grammar resources that I have shared before. These are my 2 teacher's guides for math. So I have the 4th grade Singapore math teacher's guide and the 1st grade. This is my write by number. I have the student book and the teacher's book. Since both of my girls use the student book and they're only really using it with me when we do lessons together, I just keep them on my teacher's cart. I have some sleeves here with additional math printables and some language arts printables. Just a lot of different papers that we reference often tucked in there. These are science resources for our Bookshark Science. So I have the current book that we're using and our experiment guide. This is our art curriculum, the current level that we're doing. I have the rest of my sticker pack for my history timeline notebook. These are stickers that we are not into yet, but we will be, so I just keep them here. This is a really gorgeous school nest notebook that matches my planner, and I love it. I have all of our visual schedule cards, so whenever I switch those out, these are the extra ones here, and they all have magnets on them. These cards I got from a Mama Etsy shop. I will link it below. It's a really great deal because she just includes like every single thing that you can imagine or want for in your visual schedule for your homeschool. Like every subject, every type of activity, she's thought of it. So that's what those are for. I have a couple chalk pens over here. I have a little DIY chalkboard easel that we made out of an IKEA tablet stand. And then on the back side, I have a little container with some extra chalk for my chalkboard. This middle section I've actually decided is going to be a place for my girls to turn in their finished work. And then at the end of our 6-week term, we will go through these papers and decide what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. On the bottom here, I have my teacher's binder, which I showed in detail in that organization video from last week. I have our Dash into Reading binder. So this has all of the activity packs, since my 1st grader is going through these right now. And so I just pull from that as needed for her reading lessons. And then over here, I have our current read aloud, an extra vocabulary resource. This is word of the day that I will pull from time to time, but it didn't fit in the top with my other vocabulary resources. So it goes down here. And then this is a Bible journal for my oldest daughter that I have not quite helped her set up yet. So that's why it's down here waiting for me to do that. So that is my whole setup. And that leads us to the main area where we do our work. So I have these 2 IKEA desks. We just butted them up against each other to make sort of a larger surface area. Oftentimes when we're doing lessons, I will be sitting at the end here so that I can kind of help each kiddo and direct lessons. And this has just worked fantastically for us. It gives us that space to gather around as you would a dining table or a large table, but my kids still have their own individual space. They can store what they need to store for school, but they can also store other projects or crafts that they're working on. On the top of our work surface, we have crayons. They have some little faux plants, and then we have this organizer for the supplies that we use the most frequently: pencils, markers, pens, highlighters, dry erase markers, paint brushes, watercolor supplies. I absolutely love this organizer. I love that it spins. I also love that each of these little wedge cups comes out and has a handle. So if they want to take all of the colored pencils on the floor and color, they can, and it's easy to pop back in place. This center cup also pops out too. So yeah, love this. So as far as their desks, I am not going to show this side of my daughter's desk because this side has nothing to do with homeschool. It's just sort of her personal belongings, craft projects, things that she's working on, but her schoolwork is actually in this drawer. So she has her math books over here. She has a dry erase board that she can use for math or for copy work writing, whichever, because it's two-sided. She has her 4th grade graded notebook, more math, and then her math notebook. All of our notebooks are from School Nest. We love School Nest notebooks. This is a new addition that we got this year, a reading journal, also from School Nest. She has her Heart and Mind workbook. These are like social emotional awareness workbooks that she's working on. She has her spelling workbook, and then a vocabulary notebook, also from School Nest. This is another new addition that we added in this year. And then the last thing in here is a phonics Spanish workbook. So that is my 4th grader's side. And then my 1st grader's side is over here. She actually has less personal belongings than my 4th grader in her desk. So she has some school supplies that are just hers in this top drawer. Stickers, scissors, glue, eraser, tape measure, all sorts of things. And then down here, she has her student binder on the top here. She has some reading resources here, and then some art and craft supplies and stationery that are just for her down there. And then in this top drawer, same thing. This is what I really pull from for daily book work. So she has her 1st grade graded notebook. She has her current handwriting book that she's working on, her spelling book. I have this printed for her in case she forgets how to write any of her letters or numbers. We have a dry erase board. I have been making a little checklist schedule for her on here the last couple of days, and she really likes that. I also write her copy work for her on here, and I will use this little travel book stand to hold this up so that she can read her copy work and copy it down. And then over here, she has a clipboard to help her do worksheets when she doesn't want to work on the desk. She can take that anywhere. And then she has her math books and her Heart and Mind book, more math, and then the same Spanish workbook. This is a DIY chalkboard that my husband made for us a few years ago. We bought sheet metal at Home Depot, cut it to size. He trimmed it out after using liquid nails to stick it to the wall, and then I painted it with chalkboard paint. This is where I will put our visual schedule for the day. These are like our little rhythm routine cards. And then I just have like some cute tassels up there. I got those at Target years ago. I did leave a gap between the girls' desks and this chalkboard wall so that I have room to stand over here and actually write or draw on the chalkboard. We have our magnetic chalkboard erasers right there, and then down here, a little charging station for the girls to charge their tablets, portable fans, whatever they need to charge. And then a couple more things here. So this is a new addition that I just got from IKEA a couple weeks ago. This is a fold-out desk divider wall. So usually my kids are working together and are fine working together, but sometimes someone needs a little more space for themselves. And so that's what this is for. And I only got one of them because they don't need to both have them at the same time. So it's just kind of whoever needs it gets it. I like that it folds flat. I just kind of stick it over here next to their desks. That is a large drawing board, clipboard, easel thing. So both of those live there. So yeah, that is our homeschool room. And this is the cleanest and prettiest that it has looked all year. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it to be entertaining or maybe inspirational for your own homeschool space. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.